Okay, this is the third freaking time I've been trying to make this video. First time, wasn't happy with the way it looked. Second time, I didn't hit the record button and I talked for about 20 to 30 minutes. Um, I also kind of decided to change what I wanted to talk about. Title of the video is, of course, Can a Hero, or wait, no, it's the other way around, Can a Villain Become the Hero? Um, and of course, they can. There's plenty of media and even in Dragon Ball, that's kind of the theme of the show. Through Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super, there's plenty of times when the characters have become good and started off evil or villains. Um, you know, there's Yamcha, Tien with Chaozu and To, I guess, but Piccolo, Vegeta, the androids, Boo, Broly. Even though he wasn't really bad, he was just and that's kind of like a theme too. Characters maybe might not. There's varying degrees of badness here. I think Boo and Vegeta are probably some of the most out of control characters, and maybe the androids. Yeah, the androids too that decided to change their ways, or they were shown kindness, and I think that's probably one of the most admirable qualities of Dragon Ball is that when you take a step back, look at it, yeah, it's a fighting show, it's a fighting manga, it's about it's goofy, but um, I'm assuming I don't know, I've never really looked into it. I would think that the message, if there is a message, it might not have one, but there's definitely you could look into it and see that there is something there to be said for nature versus nurture. I mean, Piccolo, King Piccolo, Piccolo's father, made him, and same thing with the androids, made them to specifically destroy in different things. I mean, to rule, to destroy, kill Goku. Um, but they were shown kindness, and they also like bucked it and said, no, we're not going to do that. And eventually became protectors instead of destroyers. And I think there's something nice to be said for something like that. It's something that I wouldn't exactly say it's needed specifically in this time. I mean, not like it isn't needed, but I'm not going to sit here and say, well, things back in the day. What I'm trying to, I guess, say is that it's a story worth telling, and it's something that I think, um, regardless of if you're a fan of anime, if you're a fan of manga, if you're a fan of comics, movies, video games, books, or anything, there's something music that you can latch onto with something like that. And I think stories that give people hope, like last week, where we talked about, or 2 weeks ago, last time, when we talked about Superman, it's the same kind of deal. I think that's one of the reasons why I like Dragon Ball so much. When I was younger, it was mainly instilled in me, the whole thing of just like Superman, where it's like, I mean, it's the same kind of thing with Goku. Superman came from planet Krypton. He was the last of his kind, and he was sent here and did good. Same thing with Goku. He was, at the time you didn't know this, but you find out later he's an alien from planet Vegeta that is sent here, but for different purposes. Originally, he's sent here to take over the planet because babies are so strong they can take over planets from the Saiyan race. And but something happened. He hit his head, and that was enough to make him kind of like become good. And he's never changed back. And that kindness and aloofness, kind of like kindness, I guess, unwavering kindness that he has, spreads to other people, like Superman. It's like it spreads to everyone like a, I wouldn't say, I was gonna say a plague or a disease, but a good thing, as a to make everyone see that they're more than what they were made for, or taught to be. And, there's a lot of times when somebody can be brought up a certain way, and that could be for, a bad way. Somebody could be brought up to think a certain way, and it's not necessarily nice, to be racist or something like that, or sexist, and they can grow up and see, oh, that's not right, and it hurts people's feelings, so then they change their ways. Obviously, the opposite can be true, but not to, I guess, get into that too much, but that's kind of like the whole idea. The question of, not, I guess, maybe can the villains become good, but how they became good and the ways in which in media and just in general, like stories tell that. And in Dragon Ball, a lot of it has to do with showing kindness. I guess a little fun thing that I kind of wanted to talk about as well is there are plenty of villains that actually people over the years were like, should this character be a hero? And I think it's okay. I mean, when I was younger, it's like, yeah, this character should come back, or this character should be, Frieza's come back like 3 times now, but like, there are characters that people liked and that they're fan favorites, and they want them to be like a good character, just like Piccolo or Vegeta, because they see how those characters are and how cool they are and how sweet it is to see a character go through a transformation of degenerate to beloved. And I think they want more of that. And when I was younger, I think I kind of wanted that too. The thought of like Frieza or like Cell maybe coming back and like joining against a worse enemy. But I think it's okay for characters to come back, but not necessarily turn good, in my opinion. Characters like Frieza to be out there in the universe or galaxy planning something, it kind of gives it stakes, because if you just have everybody eventually keep turning good, I mean, you can eventually just keep coming up with new bad guys, I guess, but then it's going to be like, these characters at one point are pretty powerful, and you have to keep coming up with reasons or ways, I guess, that characters can overpower these characters when there's like, you already had one character, you had like Goku, and then Piccolo joins, and then you have Vegeta joins, and then, the androids join, and then you have Boo joins, and eventually it's just kind of like, I mean, they've already started nerfing that by going, okay, well, if a real big threat shows up and we need Boo, he's just going to fall asleep, and it's just like, you can't wake him up. So that's kind of like, I think that's something that, it's a little pet peeve of mine. I know that character is super powerful, but like I don't know. I guess you make them. You gotta make your cake and you gotta eat it too. Would be a good thing, though. I guess most people don't make cakes and they're like, I don't want to eat this. But if you did that with, say you do that with Frieza and Cell, I mean, what's going to be the opposition there? Like, I mean, I guess they could just keep coming up with characters, but eventually you're going to be like, okay, we're running out of characters that are super strong when added to this lineup, and they're all together fighting this one character. Because then it's just like, because when that happens, usually this is what happens. When that happens, a couple characters, Goku, and then maybe a couple other characters will get a significant, like, power increase in how strong they are compared to this character. Whatever, it's power, this, that. I mean, people that are watching this don't know what the hell I'm even talking about. The power doesn't matter. What matters is you've now taken a character that was up here and a character that was down here, a couple of them maybe, and brought them up here. And if you do that, you just keep doing it, then if it's fine for like to go up against the bad guys, but when this character that's up here brings these characters up here and then they join, and then it keeps, it's multiplicative that eventually you're going to run out of ways or villains, true villains, for them to fight against. I think, in my opinion, there are a couple, I guess, shorts I've seen out there, or not shorts, but videos that are pretty interesting about, like, what if this character turned good? I forget exactly. It's like maybe adjacent to the people made like the Team 4-Star stuff, but like, what if Raditz turned good? Raditz is Goku's brother that's never like brought up again, pretty much. What if, Nappa turned good? What if Cell turned good, like early Cell? What if Frieza turned good? I think Frieza's a character that could never really turn good. He's all for himself. He kills to kill, and it's like, I don't really think there's anything you can do with that. Cell, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you could come up with something, but I feel like it would have to be pretty good for Cell to turn good. I could see Raditz maybe turning good, because he's kind of like, at this point, he's passed over by a bunch of people, so it would be kind of the Vegeta situation where he is turned good by proxy of, if you step out of line, you're going to get your ass, or, you'll get your butt beat. And because of that, it's one of those deals where, there's not many more people that I can even think of in the original Z run, because if you think about Dragon Ball Super, a lot of the characters that were like the bad guys in that, you got Beerus, Frieza, and then when they're off to the races with other stuff, and they do like the universe stuff, like the other universes, none of those characters are specifically like evil. And especially after, spoiler alert, I'll give people a couple seconds here if they haven't watched it but they're interested in this. Okay, so at the end of the Tournament of Power, all the other universes, the whole thing is like, okay, the universe that wins does not get destroyed, all the other universes get destroyed. But then, like, the universe that wins, with Goku in it, they just wish for all the other universes to come back, so then all those universes are not only beaten by, the one with Goku in it, they are indebted, essentially, to him. And, they, at the same time, they were all kind of just fighting to survive. So it's one of those deals where it's like, I can't really think. Maybe if they get into like Dragon Ball Super, the manga, or like, they'll come up with some other stuff, I'm sure. But yeah, I guess that was the original thing, was, can a villain be a hero, be the hero in Dragon Ball? And they have. Now the question, I guess, also is, at least back in the day, would anybody be able to be the hero except for Goku? A lot of times they would just write Goku saving the day, from everything, for everybody, because he, with the help of people, he destroys. I think maybe the first time, so he's Raditz and Piccolo. Piccolo kills both of them because he's holding them in the Master Lock, essentially. And then it's like a draw to Vegeta. And then with Frieza, he kills him and then like teleports, and then, well, it doesn't kill him, he cuts him up, or he, I guess he does, he thinks he's dead. And then Trunks kills him in the future. Then, I'm trying to think, the androids never really get killed by any of the Z Warriors. 16 gets killed by Cell. Gohan kills Cell, and then Goku kills Boo. So there's never a time when, like, and when Vegeta tries to kill Boo by blowing up, it doesn't do anything. So I think that other characters back in the day, it was more so, can these other characters be the hero, because essentially Rick from The Walking Dead is on the show and they're not gonna get the spotlight, as much as I hate to say it. I would have loved to have seen Piccolo get one over, but maybe in the future. There's some cool moments with, Vegeta and all that. I mean, I guess in the Tournament of Power, once again, it's not Goku that does it, but Android 17, right? Yeah, yeah. So, um, yeah, I mean, it's more so like I said, it's not can they be the hero. It's will the writing staff let them be the hero. And I think they've shown heroic moments. They've done a ton of like, I mean, they're completely different characters. So yes, they aren't like they didn't finish the bad guy, but everybody working together, it's like who gets the final blow kind of deal. It's not that big of a deal if if everybody's still alive for the most part. So I hope everybody had a great time, watching this and learning maybe something about Dragon Ball. I didn't try to go too in depth because there's so many videos out there about Dragon Ball. I just wanted to give my own personal take on things, and I don't know if I've ever specifically, we on the podcast we've done episodes and stuff. It didn't really go over that well because I didn't really pick the greatest material, but I still always have a soft spot in my heart for Dragon Ball, and I just hope for more in the future. Like I said earlier, I did this like 3 times now, so I forgot. I just wanted to show everybody off my. I was going to wear this originally. I forgot. This is my red ribbon custom hat off of I don't know what kind of hat that is. And then this is something I bought years ago. And I was so flipping. Oh, I don't have the thing inside of it, so it's going to come down around my head, I think. But it's my, I think I got this from like, I forget where, but this was like way before it was easier to get Dragon Ball merch, but it's supposed to be like a rubber sand wig. If I can find it, I'll put the picture up here where I wore it to a Halloween costume party. Everybody thought I was, I think, like He-Man or something instead of Goku. And then this was my supposed to be my Piccolo cape, but it's not really. I made it honestly more years ago for my Mr. Satan get up that I used to kind of do more stuff in, but I haven't really done anything in a while. So I guess eventually one day I'll get back into it. But I just want to show it off since, I forgot to do all this stuff when I was, making this video. So thanks for watching. Oh, back to the end of the video. Peace. Actually, let's realize it's a little dark out here, so let's go somewhere a little bit more light if we could, please. Well, hey everybody. Thanks for watching. And if you have any ideas for any more upcoming videos, let me know in the comments. And let me know what character you think should have become a hero from a villain. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time on DragonBallZ. Just kidding. Buddy Shotz. This is Mr. Satan coming to you live. And did you like what you saw? If so, subscribe, like to Mr. Satan on YouTube. Or Buddy Shotz on YouTube, this channel. Now, how the heck do you get off this freaking island? Huh.